McFarlane is just, it's been 13 years now, and we've met some very hardship. This place is breaking down.
We conducted the first set of focus group discussions for this housing ecosystem assessment, and we went to 6 communities in and around Suva, and our negotiated partnership trainers, they went out to 3 communities out in the Lao group.
Save the Children, now I'm a coordinator for the children. From there it's a volunteer myself. I just take the children for the workshop when they need it.
It is funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade, from the Government of New Zealand, through Habitat New Zealand.
What I did in the communities was gather communities members that could help us gather proper information for the Pacific Housing Forum.
The focus group was good because we talk about things that are happening around us, and especially our children and the community.
One thing that came out in all these communities was the cost of living is already too high. You know, they can't make ends meet on their own without having to even begin to worry about saving for a home of their own.
Housing here, the problems I'm facing, sometimes I've got no money, so I can provide everything for my family. Recently, my husband is very sick, admitted in the hospital. They're now at home. That's the problem I'm facing every day, the source of income in my family. So, but I try my best. I didn't lose hope.
The process is too long. It's too expensive to even be able to apply for these assistances.
The help they did was the $200 per student. It was good for the staff for starting for the school. It was very good, and I would thank them for that. And bus fare for every term, it was very helpful. The TELS was very helpful, and I hope this government will still doing it. And especially we as the single moms, like we are looking, the people around here, they're looking for land. So we need the government just to give a piece of land so we can build a house and start doing payments.
So we just want that this government, the going one now, coalition government, then can provide something for us so we can build our house outside.
We found that the need is in these urban areas. With the rural to urban migration, more and more people are coming to these urban areas, and given that they're moving to these urban areas, there are more informal settlements coming up as a result of their migration to these urban areas. This is mainly because it's the cheapest option there is. It's a quick fix solution. It's the cheapest that they can do with what little they are earning.
The help I need is only they can provide me a house for me, for my son, and for my husband. Because it's my husband, it's 63 years old now. And I saw him, he can do better, much better than like before. So only the thing I want one house for us. That's only the thing I need. I need for help so we can move out from here.
One thing that is clear from these focus group discussions is there is an inherent lack of information amongst those that we conducted focus group discussions in. Whilst they might know of assistances for home ownership, it's the steps to get to that assistance. There's also the realization from those who participated in these focus group discussions that you would have to be employed to access these assistances. And if you are employed, you'd have to be earning a comfortable income to even begin to be able to access these housing assistances.
Lack of information of where you can get assistance, where you can acquire financial aids from, or where programs are run which you can access to assist you with regards to housing.
Most of them, their concern are the maintenance and having to waste money on maintenance that basically is not part of the agreement with the board, with public rental boards or the government.
The fuse box. You see the fuse box, it's not good enough. We asked them to come and change. It hasn't been changed. They just tape it up. So I'm asking them to come and change our louvers. Our louver frame has just been from that time till now. How can I do about it? If the louver or the glass fall down and break on my son's leg, what will they do? I will be the one to take my son to the hospital.
What the lady who was interviewed mentioned is that she doesn't know if it was the ignorance of the community members or that they did not see her lifting the cement blocks on her own, but this 50-plus-year-old woman lifted those cement blocks for the construction of her bathroom and toilet on her own.
One thing that stuck out for me was speaking with this lady in a public rental or block home that they're staying in. She mentioned the protection for her children. Like, she's a single mother, she's a single parent looking after 4 children, and she's very worried about the community that she lives in because as a Fijian, I know of this community and the things that happen around it, and hearing her story of it, really I could relate because I also live in an area that's not really safe. And so she mentioned that her toilet and bathroom is not inside the house, it's outside, it's built outside, so she has to, whenever her children want to go to use the toilet, she needs to help them go out. So in that way she's really scared living in the house that she's in.
We need them to hear our voice, that I'm a single mom. I'm living in just a small flat with my 6 children.
Women were often treated unfairly, even in their own homes. I know this is something that perhaps may not even be uncommon at this stage, but to hear these women in these focus group discussions and those who were interviewed actually state that out loud, that was quite an experience in itself, to know that, you know, this is happening across all communities and it's now just becoming a normal thing.
For women, it's a struggle right from the start. But I think in this regard, on visiting women, they need to have more information on hand. They need to be provided that information. They need to know their rights. They need to know what they can access. That would be the challenges that I saw, the lack of information.
It just frustrates me. This door at the back here, there's just a padlock. When we sleep in the night, I have to wake up when something is, because somebody can open from outside with just a slide of the finger. If I go, somebody just come, enter in my house. We can't lock this door. We have to lock it from here and go outside and lock from the padlock. If I'm bathing, the louvers are not there to protect us. It's all open.
Women are willing to participate in housing activities. It was a matter of whether they had access to learning the skills, okay? Basic plumbing skills, basic construction skills, even to just fix a leaking tap at home.
My name is Maria Ndao. I'm a carpenter with Habitat for Humanity Fiji.
I know that they are encouraged to be a part of all our builds. They're highly encouraged. But whether they sign up for that or whether their village leaders allow them to sign up for that is another question. But I know that there are women participants in our builds.
We were working in Fijian communities. Like they were shocked to see that, that a woman can be doing this too. So it was like an eye-opening experience for rural communities to see that women can do carpentry work.
We have not been able to get the number of women that we would like to have in these builds. Although we do encourage women to be part of builds, it has not been to the ideal situation that we would want, where we want a majority female participation, but we work with what we have, and we keep pushing the agenda that women need to learn how to construct a home as well.
And the light outside, like, took them 3 months to just change the globe.
What I would love to see is more women participation.
If they were taught these skills, I mean, they would be willing to learn these skills and to do this on their own, to this basic maintenance of their home. We found that whilst they did share that they were willing to learn basic home maintenance skills, it was a matter of whether they were able to. Some are working mothers, some are single mothers, and some they felt like their families would not be supportive of that at all.
Things are changing. The best chefs are men. Like things like that should be relayed to them. Like the best chef in the world are men. If you think that women can cook, men can cook too.
The assessment also points to where these informal settlements and also how they impact climate change or the environment that they're sitting in. Some of them sit on the foreshore, and that could affect our marine life. And so I think the stakeholders here would need to relook at that.
Our strength has been that we have been catering to remote maritime communities. So far with the negotiated partnership project, we have catered to remote rural communities here in the main island of Viti Levu, but those are mostly in the highland communities. Those who have who live in the furthest communities and have the hardest access to affordable housing. That's who we've been able to cater to so far.
Little by little, we eradicate this kind of mentality, this thinking. And then I think they would be even including them in, like, when we have, there's always village meetings, to include women to say what they want to say, like the developments, include them in the developments of the village.
It's about connecting the stakeholders, working together to create better options for people.
I'll be one of the people at the forum, specifically working with the HEA team, so please feel free to come up and say hello or even ask questions. I'll try to help you as best as I can.
I will be presenting on the housing ecosystem from Fiji's perspective.
I want to thank all the NGO that's coming to the community. They come and teach us for plenty things. Live and Learn, they come and teach us for how to plant our own food. Don't depend on your money to go to the market. Just depends from the land. Save the Children, for the protection of our children, the well-being of our children. Ministry of Health, for the well-being of all the tenants in Wenimbuku Hut. From you people, Habitat.
So she came, and the Turangani Koro from this village took her to the house that we built and told her, your house is going to look like this. And she just broke down. She cried. And she was telling us, from 2009, I've been working to have a house. She's 64 years old. Yeah. As soon as she saw the house, she just broke down. She knew that she was going to own a house.
I just want to thank the Habitat Humanity for coming to our community to ask this kind of things about us living in these tenants, because they need to hear, the government need to hear.
When you actually see the joy that the tears, the emotions that Habitat, we actually see those kind of things when Habitat gives them this huge gift. The house is a very big thing. In Fiji, you dream about having a house, and for Habitat to just call them up and say, we're going to build your house, is something big.
One of the common ways to communicate right now is, or a common platform for communication right now is social media, specifically through Facebook. So we have a Facebook account, Habitat for Humanity Fiji, and we have had people inquire about our services or even reach out to ask for assistance through that. So that's one of the most common ways. We also have our landline that they can contact, or even our or they can even come up to our office here at 1 Foster Road, Walube.
For the stakeholders, this is an opportunity to raise, your hand to this very important subject of low-cost housing and how we can assist the people of Fiji in progressing to owning their own homes. There are a lot of players at play here, and we need to work together to get this through and not be talking about informal settlements, because I think we can do that. Fiji is capable of doing that.
Drives me to do this thing. I wouldn't trade it for anything.